If you are over 50, your body has already started a silent and dangerous exchange. This change does not appear in the mirror. However, it can cost you your quality of life, your sleep, and even your relationship. I am talking about your prostate. I know it isn't a comfortable subject. If you ignore it for too long, though, you might find yourself waking up 5 times a night. Worse yet, you could face surgeries that were totally avoidable. Today, Dr. Evelyn Ross will show you 3 absurdly simple daily habits. These habits act as an invisible shield against dangerous benign enlargement. They also prevent silent inflammation from evolving into something much more serious. If you think prostate health is only about genetics or old age, you are losing the war before you even fight it. The truth is that most prostate problems are not accidents. They are the result of daily micro-choices that overload this vital organ. This knowledge saved my father. At 62, he was already resigning himself to constant dribbling and interrupted nights. He thought this was the normal life of an older man. He was wrong. If you have difficulty starting your flow, or if the interval between your bathroom trips is shorter than a commercial, pay attention. What I am about to tell you could completely change your future. Stay with me until the end. The 3rd habit is the most counterintuitive of all, and it is what most men ignore. Applying it, however, offers almost immediate results. For those who stay until the very last second, I will reveal the warning sign from your body you should never ignore. This notice could be the difference between a simple treatment and an emergency. If you want to take complete control of your health and protect your future, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Here, knowledge is your greatest tool for prevention. The prostate is a small gland located right below the bladder, surrounding the urethra. It has 2 great enemies, time and lifestyle. Over time, around age 50, it begins to grow in a process called Benign Prostatic Hyperplasia, or BPH. It is extremely common. About 80% of men will develop BPH to some degree. The real problem, though, is not the growth itself. It is what causes this accelerated inflammatory growth and how it impacts your life. Imagine the prostate like a donut. As it swells, the hole in the middle, which is the urethra, begins to tighten. This is what causes the nightly terror of having to get up numerous times. It also causes the weak flow that seems never to end. But there is a connection science recently discovered. It is something most general practitioners do not discuss: the link between gut health and prostate health. It may seem strange, but what happens in your gut has a profound impact on the inflammation that affects your prostate. Chronic inflammation, the kind you do not even feel, is the engine that drives BPH and other problems. This inflammation often begins in digestion. What can you do today, right now, to start slowing down this growth process and calming down this silent inflammation? Let us look at the first daily habit. It is easier than you think and targets the root of the problem. Habit 1, the strategic hydration protocol. Most men fail miserably when it comes to water, especially at night. You may be thinking, water, won't that make me go to the bathroom more? Yes and no. The no is much more important. If your urine is concentrated, it irritates the bladder and the urethra. This long-term irritation is a pro-inflammatory factor. Keeping urine diluted with proper hydration is your first line of defense against chemical irritation. This irritation is a trigger for the prostate to swell. The secret here, however, is strategy. The mistake my father made, and one most men over 50 make, is drinking water randomly. They often drink a large glass at dinner or right before bed to catch up and compensate for the day. This is a retention disaster. You need to front load your hydration. What does that mean? Drink the majority of your 2 to 3 liters of daily water between breakfast and mid-afternoon, say, until 4 in the afternoon. After 5 or 6 in the evening, drastically cut back on liquid consumption. Limit yourself only to small sips with your meal or to take medication. It is a simple trade-off. You ensure your kidneys process and dilute the irritating acids during the day. Then you give your bladder a chance to stay relatively empty throughout the night. Just this change in timing, strategic hydration, can reduce the number of times you wake up from 5 to 1 or 0 in less than a week. It may seem like a tiny detail, but uninterrupted sleep is a pillar of your hormonal health. Testosterone, essential for overall male health, is produced in greater quantities during deep sleep. If you break your sleep, you break your testosterone production and weaken your hormonal defense. Before I introduce habit 2, which focuses on your diet, comment below. Tell me how many times you wake up to go to the bathroom. Your answer is a barometer that can help other men identify with this challenge. Now let us focus on your diet, where toxins turn into inflammation. Habit 2, the green shield of lycopene and zinc. Think of the prostate as a battlefield under constant attack from free radicals. These are unstable molecules that destroy your cells and cause aging. Your body desperately needs antioxidants and specific minerals. These act as defense units against this attack. 2 elements are vital. You can find them easily, but most men do not consume them in the ideal amount. The first is lycopene. It is a phytochemical that gives certain foods their red color. It is one of the most potent antioxidants known for prostate health. Studies show that men with a high intake of lycopene have a significantly reduced risk of developing both BPH and the most aggressive types of prostate problems. Where can you find lycopene in its most potent form? It is not in raw tomatoes. It is in cooked, processed tomatoes or in the form of pulp, tomato sauce, or extract. Heating releases the lycopene, making it more bioavailable to your body. Your daily shield habit should include 1 or 2 tablespoons of tomato paste in a meal. Perhaps add it to scrambled eggs or use a red sauce at lunch. The second element is zinc. The prostate stores the highest concentration of zinc of all soft tissues in the body. It plays a crucial role in regulating prostate cells and preventing abnormal growth. Zinc deficiency is directly linked to inflammation and prostate enlargement. Where can you find zinc? You need to incorporate it daily, not just occasionally. Foods like pumpkin seeds, oysters, and lean red meat are excellent. However, the simple habit is pumpkin seeds. A small portion of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds every day offers a powerful dose of zinc and essential fatty acids. These also benefit the bladder. Habit 2 is your dietary investment. It is your insurance against molecular attack. It ensures your prostate cells receive the exact nutrition they need to stay healthy and under control. Now, we come to habit 3. This is the most surprising for most people. It has nothing to do with what you drink or what you eat. Instead, it concerns what you do with your body. It strikes at the heart of inactivity and stagnation. Habit 3. The power of metabolic cycling. When my father first began to feel the most uncomfortable symptoms, the first thing he did was reduce exercise. He thought fatigue was the problem. He was wrong, and this inactivity was making his prostate worse. Prostate tissue swells when there is poor circulation and stagnation in the pelvic region. A sedentary lifestyle and poor posture, like sitting long hours at the office, are silent prostate killers. They impede healthy blood flow, which leads to inflammation and toxin buildup. You do not need to become a marathon runner. However, you do need to incorporate a specific type of movement, metabolic cycling. Metabolic cycling involves raising your heart rate to improve blood flow and then relaxing. It is an ebb and flow. Regular physical activity is crucial. Specifically, activities that involve pelvic movement and release pressure in that area are key. Here are 2 micro tactics within this habit. First tactic, 15 minutes of brisk walking. Walk for 15 minutes, no more, no less, right after your main meal. This not only helps control blood sugar, attacking systemic inflammation, but the rhythmic movement of walking activates circulation in the pelvic region. This acts as a natural drain for the prostate. This drainage of toxins relieves the pressure and congestion that lead to swelling. Second tactic, and most important for those who spend a lot of time sitting, the bladder turn. If you work in an office, you should stand up and do what I call the bladder turn every 60 minutes. This means standing up, taking 10 steps, and doing 10 gentle squats or 10 pelvic circles. You do not need to sweat. You just need to move the area. This micro habit is an interruption pattern that breaks up pelvic stagnation. Remember, the prostate is like a sponge. If you do not squeeze it, it retains fluids and toxins. Movement is your natural ringer. When you combine the strategic hydration protocol, ensuring your body is well irrigated and your bladder rests at night, with the lycopene and zinc shield supplying essential defense nutrients, and the power of metabolic cycling, draining inflammation and congestion, you create an almost impenetrable protection synergy. But I mentioned that habit 3 is the most counterintuitive. Many men think of traditional bicycling as good exercise. It is excellent for cardiovascular health. However, prolonged cycling can actually put excessive pressure on the perineal area and the prostate itself. This may worsen symptoms for some people. Therefore, for prostate health, the focus should be on vertical movement. Examples include walking, moderate intensity running, or gentle squatting. Avoid seated movement, which pressures the region. Prioritize the 15 minutes of brisk walking or gentle pelvic exercises over long hours on a bike saddle. We must keep in mind that these 3 habits form a system. Failure in one of them weakens your entire shield. It is useless to eat tomato paste if you spend 10 hours sitting every day without interruption. Now stop for a moment and think, which of these 3 habits is most neglected in your routine? Hydration, focused nutrition, or pelvic movement? Identifying your weak spot is the first step to control. I promised at the beginning that I would reveal the warning sign you should never ignore. This warning is simple and relates to urinary urgency. Many men with BPH report urgency. That is the sudden urge to go to the bathroom that is difficult to control. This is common, but if you notice that the sudden urgency is accompanied by pain, burning, or if your urine has blood or a strong, persistent odor, this is not just BPH. Pain and blood are not normal symptoms of prostate aging. They are signs of infection, prostatitis, or something much more serious that requires immediate medical attention. Do not ignore the pain. Pain is your body screaming for help. If you are experiencing burning or pain during urination, call your urologist today. Do not wait. Adopting these 3 daily habits, strategic hydration to empty the bladder at night, the lycopene and zinc shield to protect the cells, and metabolic cycling to drain inflammation, is your insurance policy against the greatest discomforts of age. Prostate health is not about preventing the problem. It is about slowing down and mitigating the inevitable aging process. It transforms it from a runaway race into a manageable, peaceful journey. I saw the difference these changes made in my father's life. He returned to getting the 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep he needed. He regained his energy and stopped being embarrassed by constant bathroom visits. Now, almost 70, he lives better than many 40-year-old men. The decision to protect your prostate starts today. It is a choice that pays off in quality of life, peaceful nights, and the confidence of knowing you are doing what needs to be done. Start with habit 1. Readjust your water intake today. It is the easiest to implement. If you found value in this guide and want to empower other men to live with health and dignity, share this video with someone you love. Your decision to be informed transforms your future. If you do not want to miss our next video, where I reveal the 4 foods that make your prostate swell overnight, click here on the screen to subscribe and ring the bell. Your future of peaceful nights is waiting.